How many times you've had a desire to draw something and you were afraid of a blank space of your canvas with a combination of various brushes you have to choose from? And every time, when you have a good idea to nail, you'd probably prefer to realize it in a speedy manner so your brain won't forget it, rather than struggle with the task of picking the right material for a job. Nowadays, there are thousands of brushes created by other artists that can help you to produce solid artworks, although in this video I want to concentrate on default brushes that can be found in Procreate and share my personal top 10 that will help you to draw fine line art sketches shaded in a cross-hatching technique without struggling with the brush itself. My name is Lilia, welcome to my channel, and let's go into it! At some point, Procreate became a separate and powerful tool for creatives, so I decided that I wanted to incorporate it more into my working pipeline. One day I realized that I had way too many brushes and I didn't remember how they work. So I wanted to find several that work best for me and pin them for a speed access in Procreate app. In order to avoid choosing every time and dive into creative process from the very beginning of my workday, I devoted an hour a day for speed sketching in Procreate, and I have been doing it for several weeks now. I've used reference images of animals taken from Google search to make quick study artworks. All rights on original images belong to its creators. For the purpose of simplifying this task for me, I've only used one color in my sketches. I have been drawing every weekday and posted my time lapses on Instagram with the short notes on my experience with each brush. So, here are the results I want to share with you. The first brush I've used was a 6B pencil. You can find it in Brushes Sketching 6B pencil. It gives a nice line and saturated tone for shadows. The blending of the tone is also quite great, although it's a bit smudgy on my taste. It allows to work with details such as eyes, nose, etc. Second one was a simple pencil. You can find it in the same section as the previous one, Brushes Sketching Simple Pencil. This one was nice for line art and sketching, especially line art. Feels like an ordinary pencil indeed, easy to work with. Work on details is pretty straightforward. I'd prefer some more softness during the hatching phase, but the brush is a pure joy to work with anyway. Next one is a gloaming brush. Standard Procreate brush pack, Drawing Gloaming. So far turned to be one of my favorite for quick sketching. Soft enough for shadows as 6B and gives a good line, very smooth. One of my personal choices with no doubt is Eaglehook, standard Procreate brush. It is soft and saturated, excellent for gaining the necessary tone. Quite similar to the 6B, but feels more like 9B to me. Gives an interesting versatile line depending on the pen pressure. Next on my list is Nicoral brush. Can be easily found in Procreate library painting Nicoral brush. Right now I'd probably choose another brush for initial sketch to gain more fine line, but here it works quite well for hatching. I really enjoy to draw fur with it. Another great brush from the standard library is Spectra. Brush Library Painting Spectra Brush. I was so excited to work with this one, really. Absolutely perfect for line art, and it has mild texture effect. Allows easily gain darker tone. Always feels like soft traditional pens. The brush I can't promote enough, as I made dozens of sketches just with this one, is Tamar brush. Procreate Brush Library Painting Tamar brush. During the last few weeks, I did a lot of artworks with this one, and if I had to choose one brush, I'd probably take this one. I personally like the texture effect it leaves on canvas. It is perfect for line art and drawing little details like eyes, ears, fur. Everyone's favorite and one I can't miss here is a standard Procreate flat brush. Brush Library Painting Flat Brush. Unique and absolutely universal brush. It works for all sorts of tasks. Fits perfectly for quick sketching or finished paintings. It allows an easy gain of darker or mid tones. I like it a lot and use it quite often in my personal works. So, if you are in the beginning of your creative journey and don't know what brush to use, pick this one or a round one. But more on it later. In the end of my list, there is a Salamanca brush. Procreate Brush Library Painting Salamanca brush. The brush is lightly textured and very pleasant to work with, although it's hard to achieve saturated black with it. If you are aiming for a quick sketch with the light shadowing, this brush may be a very good choice for you. The last but not the least is a simple round brush. Brush Library Painting Simple Round Brush. Classical all-purpose brush, also recommended for beginners. No texture, just a simple line with a pen pressure effect. I used it a lot a few years ago for all the paintings I did in Procreate. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hug that subscribe button and see you on my next one. Cheers!